Leadership is a dance. Oh, hello, friend. Caught me busting a move. Those are my dad moves, by the way, and my 15-year-old loves them. No, leadership is a dance. You have to play 3 roles. It's not the sprinkler. It's not mowing the lawn, the other hip dance moves I have, but it's playing 3 roles. Are you aware that as a leader, you have to play 3 roles to lead well? If not, this video will be enlightening to you. I recently watched a talk by John Maxwell where he talked about 3 roles we play in leadership, and I love the way he described it. I wish he would have went into more detail, so that's what I'm going to do today. So number 1, a leader is ahead of those he leads or she leads as an example. We need to remember that the first rule of leadership is that we need to be an example. Have you ever said, "Do as I say, not as I do"? I hope not, because that is not good leadership. And that is super foolish to think that those that we lead are going to be something that we're not modeling. Remember, leadership is what we create and what we allow, and we show this by what we do. You don't have to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. But you do need to be an example. One of the best examples that you can be is someone that asks for forgiveness when you mess up, because you're going to mess up. Just be honest with those you lead when you do mess up. In fact, last night, we were having a meal as a family, and one of the things we do is we talk about what went well, what didn't go well, and where we saw Jesus show up. And I got to apologize to my family because I felt like I was a little short in the morning. Right? This is an example I'm setting for the people I lead, is that I'm fallible, that I'm human, that I'm going to make mistakes. But in this house, we ask for forgiveness when we notice we mess up. So don't be perfect, but do be an example. Here's the thing. While you're ahead setting an example, you don't want to be so far ahead that you're almost a martyr. I'm going to give you an example. I think you should exercise, and I want to share with you that I think it's important to exercise, that you can ride a bike, or you can walk, or you can ride or run a few miles. I like to run marathons. I'm not going to be so far out in front of people telling them they need to run marathons. Right? I'm going to tell them to exercise. If I said, you have to run a marathon, you're going to look at me like I'm a crazy person. And sometimes in leadership, we do that. We set the bar so high that people think, I can never meet that. So when you're running out in front being an example, remember, you're going to have to tell them where you want the bar, and please put it a little further. Within grasp gives energy. When it's way beyond anything that we can think or imagine, it's defeating. So the second one, you want to be a friend. So you're out in front setting the example. Sometimes you're right beside the people you lead as a friend, asking them about their day. In fact, one of the mistakes I see a lot of leaders make is they don't ask about how someone's doing outside of what it is they're leading. That affects them. I know it's shocking, but the people you lead have hopes and dreams outside of you. Like, that we can forget this as a leader, or they're struggling in their marriage, or they're struggling in their finances. These are areas in which it's going to affect them when they are under your leadership. One of the things we do at my restaurant when people walk in, when my crew members walk in, I ask them how they're doing. And when they start sharing things that are not going well in their life, I listen as a friend listens. Sometimes I offer to pray for them. We always ask them, I'm so sorry. How can I help you to be the best version of yourself here while you're here? How can we help you to have this be a positive thing in your day? And we're looking for feedback. Sometimes they just need a little encouragement. Sometimes they need a few minutes to reset. Sometimes they need to work on something in the back and be alone for a while. Sometimes they need me to be the comedian, and so they get the sprinkler busted out, or the other dance moves, or nice dad jokes that'll get them rolling their eyes and forgetting about other things. This is what a friend does. A friend grieves with those that grieves, rejoices with those rejoice. So remember, those you lead need you to be a friend. The third one, they need you to be behind them. What I mean by this is, as a leader, we need to be an encourager. Oftentimes, we see what people are doing wrong. I see what people are doing wrong, and that's all I want to talk about. That is such a defeating place to be. Some of the most impactful things in my life, and if you think about your life too, is when someone encouraged you when you were low, or encouraged you when you did something well. I read a lot when I was younger. My dad had me read Win Friends and Influence People when I was 16. And I read it again and again. I probably read it like 5 or 6 times by the time I was 19 years old. I got praised for my reading habit. I read a couple books a week now. Why do you think that is? Because a habit got praised when I was younger. I also lead in a lot of places because someone saw leadership in me when I was a little punk in the back of a youth group room, getting everyone else to not pay attention to the pastor. But they called out leadership in me and asked me if I wanted to use it for good. And so therefore, I am a leader from that point forward, and everything I do, I end up leading in some capacity. Not because I'm great, not because I'm special, but because someone called out something in me. And you are a leader, whether you know it or not. And I hope someone's encouraging you. If not, I hope I can be an encouragement to you. That you have what it takes, that you have gold under the surface, that you are a diamond getting compressed and changed by this life and hopefully submitted to God, which is the changer of all. Like, we need to be an encourager, and we need encouragement. Side note, if you're an older leader, as someone that's middle of journey in my leadership, older leaders that told me what I was capable of and saw things in me and encouraged those to come out impacted me so much. Older leaders that criticized me and told me where I should be better didn't really help, just hurt. And I think we can forget this as leaders. I think we can forget people need our encouragement more than our correction. In fact, they've done studies with looking at grade schoolers and what helped them, whether it was encouragement or discipline. Encouragement was a way bigger driver. So even when you're correcting, what's a way you can do it where you can catch them doing it right and encourage that? Sometimes you gotta look a long time to find them doing it right, but it's worth the effort. So remember, we lead forward as an example. We walk beside as a friend, and we walk behind encouraging them. This is the dance of leadership. You know, one of the things that has really helped me is a mindset shift that helped me to see that dance of leadership. And so if you're struggling with seeing where the encouragement could be or seeing the people you lead as the mission that God gave you, watch this video right here. I know it'll help you. Have a great day, and God bless you in your journey.